Hello everyone, this video will be very different from what I usually publish here, as today I will be unpacking and kind of reviews a pack of socks that I recently received from China. Yeah, I have to apologize for the quality of the video. I need both hands to cut open the package, so I can't use the proper camera on my phone, and I'm recording on a simple head-mounted camcorder instead. And it turns out that sunlight from the window overloads the brightness on video. Everything's just extremely bright. I'm really sorry for that. Also, I have to admit, this is not my real voice. This voiceover is synthesized with a text-to-speech engine. This way you won't hear my weird pronunciation or awkward pauses. On the downside, it clearly will be a bit less emotional than you could expect. Anyway, back to the topic. I guess some may have heard about the so-called 5-finger shoe. And these, as you've already seen in the title, are 5-finger socks. Actually, I wanted to buy them for a long time, but it turned out most of these simply do not come in large sizes. So, let's see what we got here. I ordered a pack of 5 pairs because that way it was much cheaper per pair. The seller listed these socks as $43.47, and since I wear 46, I just hope they will fit me fine. Letter L on every sock? I hope it's for large, not for left. Still, literally every finger socks I saw in local stores were of size 44 at most. That's definitely not large, not an option for my 29cm feet. Well, let's open one of these and take a closer look, should we? Packed pretty well. And whatever you say, it looks rather weird. I mean, for socks. Seems long enough, and fabric feels nice. There were a number of positive reviews too, and what's that? Thread sticking out of the fabric? Well, I didn't expect this product to be perfect after all. You know, in fact, I did see some branded toe socks of large sizes in local stores. The thing is, they were priced like 5 to 10 times more compared to these. That's why I didn't even consider them as a possible option for me. So, I won't even try to blame these Chinese socks for having some minor issues. For the price, it's okay, I think. And now, I'm finally gonna try putting them on. And why did I say try exactly? Well, someone said it might be not that easy. Don't know how it could be so. It's just socks after all, not a freaking starship. Pulling the right sock onto my right foot. These socks aren't identical, so I have to check on which side the big toe is. Pulling the sock onto it was pretty easy though. But next, things get a bit more complicated. The second toe is also ready. 3 more to go. How exactly am I supposed to do that, I wonder? Turns out it's really not that simple as I initially thought. You know, I saw someone claimed it took them up to 10 minutes to put on their toe socks. I didn't believe that at first, but now, well, it really takes some time for each toe. So, I'm almost there, just have to recheck everything. Should be fine, I guess. Yes. I need to pull the sock onto my heel too, like this. How long did all this take? Around a minute? Yeah, not really fast for putting just one sock on, but it didn't take that long either. From the inside it feels pretty weird, I'd say. But no less weird it looks from the outside, huh? Well, it really feels very unusual to have your toes divided like this. I mean, usually they're all next to each other with nothing in between them. And now you have this fabric in there. These socks are mostly made of cotton with a little bit of synthetics, polyester, and spandex. The seller haven't specified the exact ratio of material. These socks aren't particularly thin, in fact. I guess they're best suited for the cold season, not for summer. But it's perfectly fine for me. I don't wear socks in summer anyway. Now, let's put on the left sock too, and see how long it takes me to do so. Yes. Sure, you can put on an ordinary sock multiple times quicker than that, but I'm not in a hurry now anyway. Okay, big toe is ready. It's the simplest of all, and even the second one didn't pose much difficulties here. But when it comes to others, my last 3 toes here really try their best to sabotage the whole process. After all, I'm doing all this for the first time in my life. The subsequent attempts should be much faster. I'm certain. Well, only 2 more toes to go. God damn it. Who'd ever think I'd have trouble putting on a sock? Rest assured, these socks are definitely not the best option if you're running late. Yeah, sure, you need to pull it onto each toe individually, but, well, it seems you have to be really nimble to do that quickly. Okay, fine. Seems I'm finally done with toes on my left foot as well. And yet, I guess it still took about a minute, not much more. And at the same time, it's about 50 seconds more than you need to pull on the ordinary sock. So, this is how these socks look like when they're on. I don't know. To me, it's pretty fun. Yeah, the first moments wearing them feel very weird indeed, but you're getting used to it pretty quickly. Of course, you probably won't fit in these socks into tight shoes, but whoever needs tight shoes anyway? I mean, if you prefer tight shoes, you'll never even think of buying socks with toes, and if you prefer loose shoes, there will be enough room for these socks for sure. Anyway, so far, I like what I got. Probably it could be better if these socks were a bit less thick, and if the seller bothered to write the percentage of cotton and synthetics used in their fabric. But at least they fit me well and actually came in a large size, which is surprisingly hard to find when it comes to toe socks. And let me remind, my foot length is about 29 centimeters, and I usually wear a 46 European size, while most socks with toes are 44 at most. These ones, in turn, are supposed to be 43 to 47, and it seems that they really are. And actually, I also had one more personal reason to try socks like these, instead of regular ones. Look, I don't know how common it is, but I have a little but rather annoying issue. I quite often rip my socks with my toenails no matter how well I trim them. I'm really tired of buying new socks every now and then, or wearing torn ones. So, I'm very curious if these toe socks will be able to survive any longer than the regular socks. And even if they won't, in that case, I probably will be able just to cut the toes off these socks altogether, effectively converting them to socks without toes. In fact, you can even buy initially toeless socks, that is, in which your toes will be simply bare. But again, those just aren't available in large sizes, or I was unable to find some. So this way at least I have a backup plan if my toenails destroy these socks too, but I just hope they won't. Well, basically that's it. Don't know what else could I add here. I paid about $10 for this 5 pairs pack during a sale, though usually they cost about $12. Delivery was free of charge and they were delivered in just 8 days. Of course it depends on where you live, but I live in more than 5,000 kilometers from China. Apparently, airmail is just a miracle. I'll add a couple direct links for these socks to the comment section below, so you can quickly find them on AliExpress if you're interested. I don't want to advertise any particular sellers, but since these socks are unbranded, I just have no other options. After all, for me, it wasn't an easy task to find decent toe socks of a large size. So, I want to share my findings with you. And this part of the video was filmed about a week later. I think a week should be enough to sum up some intermediate results, right? So what can I tell you? I still like these socks. Been wearing them every day with my barefoot zero drop shoes. And as you see, no issues so far. They're still intact and I didn't manage to rip them with my toenails. That's a good start, I believe. They also successfully survived a couple of washes and did not shrink, which is also worth noting, I suppose. Well, wearing them is comfy enough. They don't feel weird on foot anymore like it was in the first minutes. Oh, and I got the hang of putting them on much faster, really. No more awkward fiddling with toes, but of course, it still takes a bit more time compared to ordinary socks. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. Also, it can be quite fun to see people's reactions when they notice these socks on you. Not that it was the reason to buy them, but still. So in short, I definitely can recommend them. Yes, they are not perfect, but for the price, I think it's just fine. So, thanks for watching and listening to this synthesized voiceover.